as we get started, let's all get on the same page. There's this kind of dark cloud that hangs over the profession of selling, isn't there? I mean, hey, I'm not making that up, right? You know what I'm talking about. Our good fit prospects, our clients, they put up this wall of resistance, don't they? See, they know that you and I, we read books on how to get people to say yes. We go to seminars. We take courses just like this. And because they know that, they resist a lot of our attempts to even make someone interested. It's really not fair, is it? You know, there's this negative connotation about sales, isn't there? I mean, all kinds of things. You know, there's this saying that I remember hearing as a kid. You've probably heard it. That person's such a good salesman that they could sell ice to, Eskimos. I mean, why would an Eskimo want to buy ice? Our job isn't to trick people into doing something. Really, our job is to make it easy for people to get out of their own way and make the very best decisions that they can as it relates to what it is that we're offering. As we go through this, we're going to be talking about the two key areas, right? Sales, it's really about two things. It's about planning and about executing. Usually the problem's not technique. I mean, have you ever hung up the phone or walked out of a sales meeting and said to yourself, man, I should have said that, or I wish I'd have done this? If the problem was technique, we wouldn't even know what we did wrong. Some people are very good at executing a plan, but they're working on the wrong plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how this traditional sales process works, why it fails, and then really dig into what can we do differently. At the end of the day, there's nothing worse than realizing you're really good at the wrong thing. So let's start at the beginning and talk about why is sales sometimes uncomfortable. It's not that what we're doing is bad. It's that these traditional methods, they feel uncomfortable. They don't feel genuine. Now, there's actually three specific steps. They're tired, they're worn out, and they're being used in every single industry, and they're literally setting us up to fail. Here's what I'm talking about. We're going to walk through each of these steps individually, and you'll probably be able to recognize it in your industry. Again, it's not that we're doing anything wrong. It's just that this whole model is literally setting us up to fail. It identifies us as a salesperson, if you will, and it's literally set up to get people to say no. You know, I'm thinking about, and here's a silly example. I do most of the cooking in my house, simply because I like to cook. I have a big family, 6 kids, and my daughter, Sophia, on Saturdays usually helps me go grocery shopping. She's 12 years old, so she still likes me. And one day we went to Costco. And as we walked in, there was this young man standing there with a DirecTV polo style shirt on. And he was holding a clipboard. And he said, "Sir, can I ask you a question about your cable bill?" I said, "No, I'm good. Don't worry about it." And we kept walking. And my daughter, again, she's 12, said, "Dad, how come you didn't want to talk to that guy about the cable bill? You were just complaining about it at breakfast this morning." And from the outside looking in, that was a fair question, right? I mean, especially for a 12-year-old. And I had to explain that while this guy, I'm sure, was very nice, he really didn't want to talk to me about my cable bill, did he? What did he want to talk to me about? Yeah, he wanted to tell me all the ways that DirecTV was great, how DirecTV could save me money, all the reasons why I should cancel my cable, and ideally what he really, really wanted was to sign me up for DirecTV, right? And that's the model that is very common in almost every industry, no matter what you sell. It's find a prospect, give a presentation, and close, baby, close. Let's drill down on these. Find a prospect. Here's what traditional sales looks like. It's talk to anybody that'll listen. Try to make them interested in what you have to say. Get coming up with catchy phrases or trick questions. After you find a prospect, then you move on to step 2, which is give a presentation. And here's where most amateurs fail, is because They want to talk to anybody that'll listen. And then they want to immediately move into the presentation, right? Here's all the great stuff. Here's all the reasons why you should buy. They want to get into all the features and all the benefits of what it is that they offer. And then close, baby, close, right? Always ask for the order. Have you heard that? If I could show you a way to get all this done. And our prospects, our good fit clients, they recognize this right away. Just like that young man at Costco holding the clipboard, asking me, sir, can I ask you for a couple of minutes to talk to you about your cable bill? Right? What was he doing? He was trying to figure out if he could talk to me, to tell me all the great stuff, to hopefully move into a presentation and tell me why DirecTV was great and hopefully close the sale. And while that may not look like the exact model or pace, if you will, that a lot of other amateurs follow, maybe people in your industry, it almost always hits those 3 points, doesn't it? Years ago, they came out with, I guess this was in the late 80s, the idea of consultative selling, right? Let's start to ask some questions about what it is that they have and what's different. But all they really did was add just another step in there, didn't they? Because what we really wanted to do was jump into the presentation and say, okay, let me show you what we have. And that's where things start to break down. Traditional sales, it's push, push, push. And what do most people do when they start to feel someone pushing? They push back. Failure, it's literally built into the process. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back and we're going to say, okay, that doesn't work, because our good fit prospects, our good fit clients, they can recognize a sales presentation coming a mile away. And we're going to talk about what can we do differently to break down those walls of resistance, to start delivering a message that makes it easy for people to get out of their own way, being open to some new ideas, and figure out, does it make sense for us to do business together? I hope you're getting just as much out of this as I'm putting into it. If you like what we're coaching to, leave a review. Again, I don't ask for reviews simply because I want to hear great things. I do it so other people can get an idea of what your opinion is when they're looking where to invest their time, efforts, and energy.